So as I said, welcome to the new chapter, linear equations in one variable. So let us move on with that. So now let us come to understand, what are equations, because I've been using the term equation for a lot of time. What are they? But before I tell you what they are, look at this: 2x, 5, 3. Suppose I put some, signs in between, plus, minus. This is called expression in max. Okay, in max. I know this is not the expression that is there on your face, but this is the expression that is in max. So in max, expression is a finite number of terms, and I know finite means something it's countable. It's countable in your hand, or it's countable basically. So but suppose, and okay, not only that, and finite is a collection of terms. And then what are terms? Terms are these things, these things which is separated by a plus. Now you should note that this thing, a minus is also there, because 5 minus 3 is actually 5 plus minus 3. So you see there's actually a plus in between, which is unseen, because plus and minus is just minus. So you will come to know, I will explain the plus minus thing in some other part of the video, but for now, just so these are terms, and you know what are terms are. You already studied it in polynomials. So now suppose I put a equal sign somewhere in between, then this is not an expression. It is no longer an expression, it becomes an equation. Now did you notice that when you put a equal sign, you get an equation? Equal equation, equal equation. Do you sense the relationship? So I hope, so do you understand what it is? Equation is actually, it is because there's an equal sign. So when an expression, or when two expressions are brought together by an equal sign, this 3 is on one expression, 2x plus 5 is another expression. You're bringing the two expressions together with an equal sign. You are establishing a relationship between those two expressions by bringing an equal sign, and that is called equation. Now in an equation, in this equation we have a variable, or some equations might have variables. Now what are variables? Variables are basically, as I was telling you in the last chapter, variables are basically I don't know. It's basically like I don't know, and those things that you do not know are actually called variables. Now, so if you do not know one thing, I don't know one thing, it is one variable. I don't know two different things, two variables. I don't know three different things, three variables. So you should not that I use the word different. Okay, you don't know two different. If you do not know two of the same things, it is basically the same thing. Or anyways, so I don't know one thing, one variable. You don't know two different things, two variables. You don't know three different things, three variables. So it's one way. This is one way of understanding what variables are. Now let us look at one example. So one day, Krista sir went to buy the Pacific Ocean. He went to the shop nearby and asked how much does it cost. The shopkeeper told him that it costs twice the money that Krista sir has in his pocket. Now, how much does the Pacific Ocean cost? Now, it, if you're not understood the question, please read it again. You can pause the video. By the way, whenever you don't understand something, pause the video, go a little back, watch it again. And if you still don't understand, then you can ask. But you should always, pause the video and go a little back if you don't understand, don't because you can always do that. That option is still there, always there when you're watching a video. Anyways, coming back to the question. So what all this? So let us see what all I don't knows are there. So so when I read the question, I see that I do not know two things. One is How much does the Pacific Ocean cost? I don't know that. Okay. How much money Christopher has in his pocket? Okay, that also I don't know. So both these things are not given in the question. I do not know both these things. So I'll put them as variables because I don't know two different things. So I'll call this x and I'll call this y. You can put any variable name, I'm just calling it x and y for now. So but it's too many variables, and so is there any way to decrease the number of variables? Let's see. Is there any relationship between these two things? The Pacific cost of Pacific Ocean and how much money Christopher has? I mean, in his pocket. I don't know which pocket he's talking about. But anyways, so if you look carefully in the question, you'll see that the cost of the Pacific Ocean is twice the money that Christopher has in his pocket. So that gives us a clue of a relationship, hint of a relationship. So maybe we do not need two variables. Let's see. That means the cost of Pacific Ocean, that is x, is equal to twice y. That is twice the money Christopher has in his pocket. Or twice is just 2. 2y. X is equal to 2 into y. Twice means 2y. So we see that there is a relation. So so now I don't have to use a variable x. Instead of x, I can use 2y because x is equal to 2y. So I'll change this x. I will change this x and I'll call it 2y. Wow. So now see, I only have one variable. I only have variable y. So you see, if you read the question carefully, sometimes you might be able to decrease the number of variables. So basically now you only have to know how much money Christopher has in his pocket, and therefore you'll be able to know how much the Pacific Ocean also costs. Okay, you can also have a talk about this with Christopher. Anyways, so let's come back. Okay, before coming back, we should know that so basically we'll get it as equation with one variable. So that'll be it for today. I mean, today it's just an introduction in giving it. I was just giving an introduction about the chapter. So from the next class we will move on to the things that will be taught in the next class. Okay then guys, bye.